You're not ready for this? It all started with what looked like a boring logistics email, just another backstage pass memo from Taylor Swift's tour, right? Wrong. That one innocent-looking email, buried deep in a forgotten inbox, cracked the entire case wide open. And honey, what came out of it has every Swiftie, every Diddy fan, and every federal agent shaking in their boots. Let's back it up. So we're in federal court. Diddy, yes, the music mogul himself, is on trial. At first, it was your usual behind-the-scenes legal drama, but then, boom. An email, not a leak, not a tip-off, just an email forwarded by mistake. The moment it hit the courtroom projector, jaws dropped. Nobody was prepared, especially not Taylor Swift. Transcript read, Taylor Swift swept clean, forwarded to Shell East. List contains initials TS, flag, don't touch her, she's heat right now. Let me repeat that, she's heat right now. They weren't accusing Taylor, but they were discussing her. Like she was a protected asset. Someone had warned them off, someone powerful. But the red wristband girls, they got no such protection. The next segment laid it all bare. There were weekend events timed with her concerts, luxury mansions, celebrity convergence parties, private retreats, scouts in the crowds. Girls routed into these events using fake job offers, phony contests, or VIP upgrades. Witness 12, a former private security guard for Diddy, took the stand, and when asked about his role, he didn't hesitate. It wasn't security, it was movement. These girls weren't being protected, they were being rerouted. He went on to say Taylor didn't know, but they used her. The shows made the perfect cover. Then came the image that left the gallery speechless, a blueprint of a mansion on Star Island labeled Combs Production Retreat. The guest log from the night of Swift's concert included a name suspiciously close to someone from her management team. They didn't enter, but their assistant did, and when asked why, the witness stared straight ahead. I think they wanted Taylor to be the new cover. She had the fans, she had the spotlight, she had the shield. And that was just day 4. By day 5, the courtroom wasn't gasping anymore. They were bracing for impact. Because every new revelation was a gut punch. The red wristbands, the fake giveaways, the vanishing girls, it had all begun to blur. But just when people thought they'd seen the worst, a mother took the stand and the entire courtroom stopped breathing. Her daughter was 20, just a young Swiftie. She had entered a VIP lottery for a once-in-a-lifetime Taylor Swift acoustic set, promoted through an Instagram page called Swift Surprise Events, complete with a blue check mark and reposted by a legit music blogger. It looked real. The girl did exactly what the post asked. She filled out the form, tagged a friend, and waited. A few days later, she got something in the mail, a red wristband. No branding, no welcome note, just the band, and a label with a time and location 2 hours before the concert. She was so excited. She thought this was it, her moment. She was going to see Taylor up close, maybe even meet her. Her mom drove her to the venue. They reached the side gate marked private load-in. She waved goodbye, and she was never seen again. The courtroom was dead silent as the prosecutor projected the last image of the girl, caught on security footage, smiling at a loading truck, just seconds before she disappeared behind the building. She never entered the main stadium. Her ticket was never scanned. Her phone pinged once, then nothing. But that's not even the bombshell, because the prosecution pulled up a second photo, a different girl, same red wristband, listed as crew at a Diddy-run fashion event, 19, not paid. Her name connected to a defunct modeling agency that, guess what, shared banking links with Pulse Guest Relations. Same pattern, different girl, same wristband, same ghost company. FBI agents took the stand next and confirmed it. Pulse wasn't even real. It had no physical office. It existed online to contract fan engagement services through fake Swift Tour giveaway account. They showed one of the messages from inside the Pulse-controlled system, and it sent shivers down the gallery's spine. Push Crimson 10, only to final shortlist. Do not sync to merch list. Route directly to Pulse. Confirmed VIPs received night 2 invite. Group text only, no individual comms. Diddy wants models age ceiling Chapman 25. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This wasn't a scam. This was a system, hidden in glitter and music, a machine built on fandom but running on something much darker. These weren't just missing girls. They were being funneled intentionally through fake fan pages, phony raffles, and burner accounts right under everyone's nose. And then, just when people thought it couldn't get any deeper, a new name dropped that sent shockwaves through the court. Ariana Grande, yes, you read that right. She wasn't even on the tour. She wasn't involved with Taylor, so why the hell was her name on Exhibit 42FA? The next witness was a cyber forensic expert brought in to unravel the back end of a marketing firm linked to Comms Global. What he found? A document titled AG Guest Clause Carryover from Crimson. The courtroom collectively leaned in. He explained, this was a back and flag that allowed data from Taylor Swift's red wristbands to be carried over to Ariana Grande's events without her knowledge, without her consent. The surveillance followed the girls, the targets moved venues, the system stayed active, then came the photo. 2 girls from Taylor's Crimson 10 list entering Ariana's fragrance event through a side service elevator. They never went to the actual event. They were on a separate sealed list, one held exclusively by Diddy's private security. A concierge from the hotel took the stand next. He was soft-spoken, nervous, but when shown the girls' photos, he whispered, "I remember them. They weren't there for the party." And then he added something that chilled the courtroom. They looked scared, like they had a job to do, but didn't know what it was. The prosecutor asked if Ariana Grande was even aware they were there. He nodded. She was upstairs performing. She had no idea. And right there, boom, the courtroom saw it. This wasn't about Taylor. This wasn't about Ariana. This was about using them, their fans, their concerts, their events, their names. Without even knowing it, these megastars were turned into shields. A chart flashed across the courtroom wall. Celebrity pass-through modal, Tier 1 talent as visibility shields. It meant exactly what it said, and massive, unproblematic stars like Taylor and Ariana were being used as camouflage. Their clean-cut, innocent image hid what was going on right next to them, and it was working. By now, the court had heard horror after horror. Burnt emails, ghost accounts, security logs, girls never making it home, but nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared them for what came next. A man walked into the courtroom wearing plain clothes and a protected witness badge. No one recognized him. He wasn't famous. He wasn't even on the original witness list. But what he said broke the courtroom. He was a backup dancer on the Eras tour, specifically hired for the Southeast leg, the same leg now tainted by the red wristband mystery, missing entries, and vanished girls. When he sat down, the judge asked if he was ready. He nodded. Then he said 5 words that sent the gallery into a silent scream. "I saw the wrong tape." He told the court one night after rehearsal in Atlanta, he went to grab a water from the green room. The door was locked, which was odd. 30 seconds later, a woman in a red dress exited. No badge. Shaky. Silent. He asked her, "You good?" She didn't respond. When he finally went inside, what he saw wasn't prep. It wasn't a crew meeting. It was something else. A black curtain. A faux interview set. A red blinking light on a camera. And in the middle of it, a crying woman. 2 men in suits. A table with red folders. A can of sparkling water and a set of headphones. He froze. Then one of the men looked up and calmly said, "Wrong green room. This one's private." Ed laughed, apologized, tried to brush it off. Until one day, weeks later, scrolling online, he found leaked courtroom footage. In the background, his own voice, "You good?" He realized then he wasn't just an accidental witness. He'd been recorded without his knowledge, without consent. They weren't just tracking girls, they were tracking everyone. Celebrities, dancers, staff, assistants, anyone who got too close. That same red room setup, same curtain, same tripod, same folders had been documented at hotels in Denver, Miami, Las Vegas, always near Swift events, always with red wristband girls, always under fake production names. The metadata from one of the tapes, TSRW1, Taylor Swift Red Room Witness 1, and then came the final blow. the red dress girl? Her trailer mysteriously caught fire 2 weeks later. She was replaced. Silently, no name, no update, gone. Just when it seemed like the courtroom had reached its breaking point, the prosecution pulled out something that wasn't digital. Not a USB, not a phone, not a screenshot. It was something real, something human. A necklace. Not just any necklace. Inside a protective glass case sat a dainty silver pendant shaped like an old school cassette tape. Cute? Maybe, but this wasn't merch. This wasn't a fan-made Etsy accessory. Nope. This pendant was a working voice recorder, and when they pressed play, the entire courtroom went cold. A girl's voice came through, soft, breathless, trembling beneath static. I got lucky. He said I'm prettier. She had checked into a national boutique hotel on May 6, 2023, the night Taylor performed in the city. She never showed up to the concert. Her hotel room was left spotless, except for the necklace left behind on the windowsill, like a message, like a scream frozen in metal. And baby, it gets darker. This wasn't just a voice recorder. The pendant had biometric time code tech built into it. You heard that right. This little necklace was also a key to access private residences using old biometric lock systems. And guess where one of those locks was registered? A house owned by Sean Combs. Yeah, Diddy's house. Oh, but buckle up. Because the hotel surveillance from that night, missing. 90 minutes of footage just gone from the third floor. 2 maids later reported a strange smell coming from room 3, but no police report was ever filed. They said it was pipe leakage. The hotel didn't even blink. The last person to see her alive, a doorman. She had stepped out briefly and said something weird, something that didn't make sense. Tell my mom I saw her favorite song live, but she hadn't. She never even made it to the stadium. And then a housekeeper cleaning the room found something under the bed. A red velvet envelope. Inside, a Taylor Swift concert ticket, an unused red wristband, and a torn piece of paper with shaky handwriting. I won something I didn't sign up for. Chills. The prosecution connected the girl to a marketing campaign called ERA Surprise Selection, a shell campaign that only operated through DMs and private invites. It was never public, never verified. Guess who funded it? A now dissolved company called Combs Experience Group. And what were they running? Not contests, not promotions. They were running capture routes. The necklace wasn't some keepsake. It was a tool. And that girl, she wasn't just a target. She may have discovered something, or worse, she was bait for someone else. Now, most courtroom bombshells come in the form of documents or videos, but what the prosecution dropped next came from something so innocent, so weirdly eerie, it made veteran investigators' blood run cold. A fan page. Yup, a Taylor Swift lyric analysis page with just 15,000 followers. It was called Swift Coded. The kind of account that posts Easter eggs, deep dives, wild theories, totally normal for the fandom, right? Wrong, because Swift Coded posted things before they even happened. A month before the Nashville show, they uploaded a blurry red envelope with the caption, "She's not ready for what's coming." Red isn't just a color anymore. 3 days before the first TikTok showing a girl with a red wristband went viral, they posted, "Not every VIP is meant to return. Some are just meant to be seen." And a week before the necklace was found, they posted a cassette emoji with the caption, "You won, but you don't know what yet." Coincidence? Think again. The FBI traced the page's IP address. It wasn't run by a fan. It was operated from a server linked to, wait for it, Pulse Events. Yep, the Pulse Events, the company behind the fake giveaways, the one that no longer exists. The one tied to Diddy's corporate maze. Swift Coded wasn't a fan page. It was a breadcrumb trail, a secret message board, a digital smoke signal, a coded system designed to speak in symbols, never directly. And then came the most disturbing discovery yet. A burned invitation recovered from a trash fire outside a Brentwood estate. Half destroyed but still legible, it read, C10 Final. Nashville drop. On the back, a handwritten Swift lyric in black ink. I knew you'd haunt all of my what ifs. It wasn't addressed to Taylor. It wasn't sent to her team. It was mailed to Swift, coded directly. The courtroom gasped, not because of what it said, but because of what it meant. Someone knew. Someone was warning people, but only through riddles, through fan pages, through code. They weren't trying to save everyone, just the ones who could read between the lines. By the final day of this courtroom saga, no one thought they could be shocked anymore. But honey, the prosecutors saved the most haunting evidence for last. It wasn't a document. It wasn't a recording. It wasn't even spoken. It was just a video. The lights went down. A projector flickered on. The courtroom fell into an eerie quiet. On the screen, footage from a Nashville Eras tour show. Fireworks, screaming fans, pure joy, everyone singing along. And then, in the top right corner of the screen, something moves. A girl, not clapping, not dancing, just walking slowly, quietly toward the exit, wearing a red dress, and on her wrist, a matte red wristband just like the others. The camera zoomed in. Her face matched a name from the Crimson 10 list, a name that had never posted again after August 2023. A name logged in as backstage access, but never logged out. The final frame froze on her face. She wasn't screaming. She wasn't resisting. She just walked into the shadow like she knew. The court didn't need more evidence. That final clip wasn't gory. It wasn't dramatic. It was worse. It was real, quiet, and final. She thought she had won something. Maybe she had. She won the right to vanish forever. The courtroom didn't stir. No objections, no cross-examination, just one lingering question hanging heavy in the air. If Taylor Swift's tour was the shield, then who the hell was the sword?